It's been a couple of years since Dragon Quest III HD Remake was shown to us for the first time, and to be honest, I thought it would be out by now. And the reason so many of us are so excited for this remake is that Dragon Quest III was a hallmark in the RPG space, as it was the first RPG to really try to tell a good story, and went on to inspire other RPGs to try to do the same, like Final Fantasy IV. Dragon Quest III has a twist in the story, and it really showed off what an open world game could be like, and for many, it's still their favorite RPG of all time. One thing that holds back Dragon Quest III from being enjoyed today is those old school 8-bit Nintendo Entertainment System graphics. And with the Dragon Quest III HD 2D remake on the way, an entire new generation can experience this incredible adventure for the first time or relive it with these gorgeous new visuals. My name is Nathan, I cover MMOs and RPGs, so please hit that like button like it owes you money, and subscribe for more. The first 3 Dragon Quests are directly linked, however, you don't need to have played the first 2 in the Dragon Quest series to fully enjoy Dragon Quest III. And Dragon Quest III is definitely where the series started coming into its own. It's almost as if it discovered its identity here. Dragon Quest III has you hunting down the demon lord Baramos and featured a day-night cycle, which back then on the Nintendo was absolutely astonishing to behold on the glow of our CRT TVs in the early 90s. The Dragon Quest III HD remake is done in Square Enix's new style they introduced with Octopath Traveler. It uses 2D sprites mixed with 3D backgrounds and to great effect. It still has that old school RPG feeling, but with new visuals that feel right at home with today's tech. I still think that the Star Ocean 2 remake style is much more magical and impressive, and you can check out that video here on the channel, but without doubt, the HD 2D look and feel is excellent as well. The problem is that Dragon Quest III HD Remake was announced back in 2021 at the 35th anniversary, and we've had almost no update or news. Until recently, it appears that the game is coming along at a good pace, and developers at Square say it is progressing steadily. Now, a couple of things to note is that the main developer of the original release is the same main developer that is making this remake. So you know Dragon Quest III HD Remake is in good hands, that cares about it and wants it to be done correctly. Here's what he had to say about his work on bringing Dragon Quest III into this new style for re-release. Well, when it comes to Dragon Quest III, I already created that game once before myself, and I know a lot about it, so I'll give advice along the lines of, if you want to change this, you should do it this way. Now that quote kind of shows the kind of dedication to bring this game to HD with this remake, but to keep the spirit of the original. I'm excited about getting to replay Dragon Quest III in this HD 2D style with this remake, because Dragon Quest, in my opinion, is right up there with Final Fantasy, and we have Dragon Quest to thank, actually, for the existence of Final Fantasy or Phantasy Star in the first place. It's the real OG to JRPGs, and I haven't played it in ages. Not to mention that Dragon Quest III, if you want an original copy on the NES, it is quite pricey these days with the explosion of retro game collectors. So the Dragon Quest III remake is important not only for the preservation of classic RPGs, but for people to have an opportunity to experience it at all, or for the first time. We can only hope that the Dragon Quest III HD remake will be successful and spur the remakes of other Dragon Quest classics in this style. Once again, I want to implore that it would be extremely cool if they would do future remakes in the style of Star Ocean 2, which is also owned by Square, by the way, but I'll take what I can get. I think a lot of people became fans of Dragon Quest over the past few years with the release of Dragon Quest XI that sold really well. I think this was the entry point for a lot of people, and with the rumors that Dragon Quest XII is going full action combat maybe, which I really hope is not true, more and more RPG fans are going to start looking to the past for their turn-based RPG fix. So pushing forward with these remakes of the classics is a great idea in my opinion. The original 2 Dragon Quest games, although I love them, I really do, got one sitting on the shelf right back here, they are products of their time, and I'm not sure they would warrant a bigger project like Dragon Quest III is getting for a remake. But Dragon Quest IV and up do deserve this treatment, and I would love to see all the way up and including Dragon Quest VII to get this kind of love. Now, I've got to say that although big, expensive remakes like Final Fantasy VII is getting are really cool to see, but I still really enjoy when they remake a classic RPG in more of the style that Dragon Quest III is doing, where it kind of retains the feels and the aesthetic of the original vision, but with better visuals overall. And I'm very excited to see what more is coming down the pipeline since they are selling so well. Could we get the Breath of Fire series remade in a similar way from Capcom, for example? There is a ton of interest in these HD remakes of classic RPG games, and although I really do get excited about them, I do oftentimes think about how sad it is in reality that we're looking backwards so often for good video game experiences, especially with the RPG genre, instead of forward. I'm not sure why we so rarely get an actual new release that is an amazing experience. What is it about the tech of today that makes it so difficult for developers to tell an engrossing story with cutting-edge graphics? And why aren't we getting the kind of explosion you would expect considering that they sell really well worldwide? It's the million-dollar question, and I can't fathom that all the great stories have already been told when we get amazing stories like Final Fantasy XVI or the Xenoblade Chronicles, or heck, even Tales of Arise was pretty freaking good in recent times. So I have to ask, where are all the storytellers? Where have they gone? And when will they release new games en masse? Are we going to get a new Golden Age or not? Regardless, the Dragon Quest III HD remake is right up there with the Suikoden remakes, in my opinion, which I plan to do another video on soon. As far as my hype level goes, I think the Suikoden titles, Dragon Quest series, are right up there with some of the best that can be told. And let me know what you think about the Dragon Quest III HD remake, which is likely releasing next year in 2024. And did you play the original? Share some memories with me in the comments down below, and let me know if you're interested in the Dragon Quest III HD 2D remake, and which in the series you would like to see get this kind of treatment next. And until next time, my friends, God bless and happy gaming. I want to give a very special thank you to the members of Napalm for your contributions month over month in keeping me full time. You help me pay the bills so I can keep streaming and pumping out content, and I truly appreciate all of you. Thank you so much, and I think you might be interested in becoming a member of the channel. Please click the join button down below the video for more information and join our family. And I want to give an extremely big shout out to the Lords of Napalm: Bounty Code, Jared Woodhouse, Dimlos, Sparrow, Random Rob, Zelik Lived, Rodney Mom, Gallery Moonsong, What's the Takeaway, Trips, Bad Wolf Gaming, Chrono Guru, Cobalt, William Long, Ohalo, and Robert Deneka. Thank you for your highest tier membership.